everyone. Welcome to the Elite Chat brought to you by Chopin TV. My name is Nasif Shalagberu. Thanks a lot for joining us on the program today. As you all know, the Elite Chat is a show where we bring informed guests to talk about various issues. Joining me on the program today is an entrepreneur. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Akot Prints. I have here with me Mr. Toba Adeyeye. Thanks a lot for joining us on the program, sir.
It's a great privilege to be here.
Okay, sir. So let's get started very quickly. Can you take us through your journey of how you started as an entrepreneur?
Okay, so the journey for me as an entrepreneur is just more of a passion thing, which started way back when I was in university. So I was just trying to, I feel like I realized that at the point I'm someone that doesn't like to be at a particular state for too long. So if you put me in a place to work for about a month or two, I get bored easily. So I realized that entrepreneur is what can give me that diversity, and I feel like I have a lot of energy in me. So while I was still in school, University of Ilorin then, that was when the whole thing started. Starting as an entrepreneur wasn't like I wasn't really directed on what I wanted to do. As at that time, that was about 2008 thereabouts. Yeah, so I think then I was doing photography, I was doing videographies, I was still doing branding, graphics, I was still doing printing then, but not at the professional level. But I was just trying to do everything, and I think that our major project then was the e-learning wristband that we produced. That should be 2008 or 2009. That was our major project, starting in the printing industry. So basically, that was the journey for me. That's how I started.
Okay, so why do you decide to be an entrepreneur?
So as I said earlier, it's just more of knowing so where the capability of what I think what I can do. So understanding that my passion for when I see things that are not going the right way, how much I feel like if there is a need, I want to be a solution in that place. So most of these things I was doing was born out of not necessarily money, even though that's a very important aspect of it, but it was more of me trying to solve a problem. I have colleagues back in university, then we do shows every time, we do dinners, we do all this. We always have these difficulties in getting all these things done. So more like, oh guys, I can solve this problem for you. So I think that's just what I feel I've been my own passion, really, just to see a problem and find the solutions to it, which now later transfer to what I do now as a business person.
Okay, it is safe to say every business has its own challenges.
Yeah, sure.
In your own opinion, what is the hardest part of being an entrepreneur?
So when you say the hardest part of being an entrepreneur is that it actually have to be hard for you to be called an entrepreneur. That's the summary. That's why everyone is not an entrepreneur. So as an entrepreneur, you should go beyond this whole ideology of something is hard, really. So if it's not hard, then everybody will do it. So for you to actually say, I want to be an entrepreneur, is you understanding that it's going to be tough. There will be a low moment. Everything is not going to be as we planned. So you should not just be relent. Everything about an entrepreneur is a whole lot of work. The only thing people see is just the success. They see you, what you do, and they see the lifestyle of an entrepreneur. They see they see all things. They feel all things are going on well with you. But see, it's just that entrepreneurs have come to a level that most of us are so strong in ourselves that most of those things that we see as challenges, as the downside of it, we don't push it out. We don't talk about it. We feel like it's part of it. So if there is no problem, there won't be a solution. So we see all these things as a challenge that we need to solve. Every now and then is a whole lot of headache. Currently now, everything about entrepreneurship as in Nigeria now is frustrating. Really, it's frustrating. It's so difficult for you to face the exchange rate. It keeps going up and down. You can't plan. In an industry whereby basically everything I use is imported. Everything, from my equipment to my parts to my consumables to my material, everything is imported. If you hear today that the dollar is going up, the prices are going up. You can't plan. You get. there, for example, now we need power. You get, there's no alternative to, we need power. We need diesel engines. We burn diesel every day. You get, we have all these things, and the economy is not so good for the customer, so they don't have that buying power. Do you understand? So you can't keep increasing your prices with all these challenges that you're facing. We have the challenges which almost all entrepreneurs are facing, which we don't speak about. We have the challenges with the staff. Staffing is a different ballgame in Nigeria. Trust me. With every industry, there is this set of people now that they are into theft and all that. So, and you know, theft in businesses is another big problem. So you need to keep creating processes, systems. But definitely, people that want to steal, they will still find a way to steal. We have this issue of employing the right hand for these jobs too, because it seems now that most people don't want to work again. That's another challenge for most entrepreneurs. No, people don't want to work again, because in all sincerity to them, they are young graduates, some are in school, they see some of their friends driving cars, living large, whether they make it legally or illegally. That's a standard for them. You saying that they should come and work and you pay them at the end of the month, when they see their friends using iPhone 14. If your colleague is using the phone of 1 million naira, 1.4 million naira, and you realize that if your salary in a month, in a year, cannot even buy you that phone. You get, so most of them have ventured into the belting, the let me do small yahoo, let me do this. The girls are also finding their own place in all of this. So it's a whole lot of challenges for entrepreneurs, but in all, we see it as what makes us stronger. We see it as what we still have to find a way out of it, and we still have to find solutions out of it, because we are actually an entrepreneur, because we created the solution. So these challenges that we're also facing, we need to also create solutions, right?
Okay, so let's look at it this way. There are a lot of entrepreneurs, all these WhatsApp CEOs. Can you tell us what are the qualities that an entrepreneur must possess?
So, when you talk about entrepreneur now, at the point when I started out, like I wanted to, again, at that point, it wasn't like there was no job. I can get a job. I did computer science. At that point, IT wasn't a vogue like this, so I can easily do 1 or 2 courses. Then I'll be in IT industry. That's it for me. But the challenge we now have is this: people that the so-called WhatsApp CEOs, a lot of them are doing it because they don't have an option. Do you understand? So it's not about me doing it now because I want to solve a problem. Because see, the basic thing about entrepreneurship is like you have to solve a problem. So if you're not stopping, so if people don't desire your product, they will not pay for it. So first of all, they have to desire what you do. So that is the first thing. So if you are doing a product because you feel there's money in it, so far you feel like you're doing a product because there's money in it, people that are solving a problem, people already trust them and they're already using them. So most of them are doing this thing based on boredom. They don't have an option. So they don't have the necessary requirement to even say that I am an entrepreneur, because you're not solving any problem. Do you understand? So, but if you're solving a problem as a young entrepreneur, you can, no matter where you are, there is no place that is too small for you to start. In most cases, if you see most of these current entrepreneurs, if you give them a good offer, they will stop that business. Do you understand? They will stop it and, oh, now I have something to do. So it's obvious that they are doing it because they don't have something to do. So, but the serious ones among them, which are very few, WhatsApp is not too small a place for you to start. People love to view now. People love to see things. So they want to check your status. Push it to their face. So far you are determined about it and you have integrity, which I feel a lot of them lack now. Integrity goes a long way. It goes a long way. Because you are doing online businesses, people are scared of what you order versus what you get. So if you can put integrity ahead of that business that you are even doing online, so when they make an order, you are being proactive about it. Your delivery is fast. What you say you will deliver, you deliver it. So from there, you will get more referral. But most of them, I think basic for most people that are doing online business, whether social media, using any of the platform, is just your integrity is very important. So that integrity will help you to build your customer base. Because when people have tried you, one or two people have tried you, they will easily tell you that, oh, I will share someone contact with you. You can trust that person. Those people will not be going, they will not be doing the check on you again to now say, oh, let's confirm if this person is genuine, because already they have someone that have trusted them that now say that, oh, this person is genuine. So it's easier. So I feel for them, one thing that is very important is integrity, and don't be greedy. It doesn't, don't worry, so far you are persistent about what you are doing, you are solving a problem. It might take a while, but you learn the process, and in no time you'll be a success.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. You've been an entrepreneur with years of experience. How do you think entrepreneurship can empower young people, considering looking at the economic situation of this country?
So I feel like entrepreneur seems like it seems like a lot, in all sincerity, because it's a sector that, if truly and genuinely look at from the government, it can solve a lot of problems that we have. I do say this: government has no business in creating jobs. Government has no business in creating jobs. In all sincerity, what's the total workforce of, let's say for example, the current state that we are, Kwara State? Kwara State workforce to be about 20,000 thereabout. What is the population of that workforce compared to the number of people in this town? We have a city of about, it's a town or a state of about 2 million plus. Look at the percentage, maybe about 1%. You understand? But this is it now. If there's a neighboring environment, industries can come up that will employ times 10 of what the state government can employ. So I feel like if entrepreneurship is properly supported and they have a neighboring environment from the government, and our economy policies work to help the entrepreneurship, the whole system about it, the youth will be gainfully employed. The entrepreneurs can pay the youth well to what they actually want. Then that will solve a whole lot of busy minor problems that we might think we have at the moment.
Okay, so looking at your years of experience as an entrepreneur, do you think Nigeria is business friendly?
In all sincerity, at the moment, no, it's absolutely not business friendly for most entrepreneurs. It's not, because the basics, the least basic that we need, you have to create it. You get, so it's a whole lot of work on you, because look at you doing business, for example. You get, starting from the setup, you get, from your production. So you need to look at the cost of power. A lot of factories are shutting down because of power. You get, so power is a very, very essential part of not all entrepreneurs, because not entrepreneurs are into production. Not everyone that is into production, not really everybody that, but definitely in one way or the other, almost a larger percentage need power. So power is a big factor to that. And again, because currently now we are more of an, we still depend on those materials from outside, so we are still importing. See, for me, I feel that if you look at the Nigerian system as a whole, I feel like they are not really ready to be serious about these things. I remember those days, it was easier for a young entrepreneur to, then it's easier, I can easily say I want to buy goods that we fill up a container and I ship it down to Nigeria. You get, how much do you need to clear a container then? Less than 5 million naira, you clear a container. You get, how much will it take you to transport a container from Lagos to here? It was about 250. But now you don't want to know the price. You don't want to know how much customs are charging now. Even if you're not doing container, if you are doing groupage. I've had colleagues that even when their goods arrive, see, when you calculate the total number of custom charges on you and how much you're going to make from those products, you realize that, see, let me just leave these goods with the importer. Because the custom charges are crazy at the moment. It's too high. You see people that are selling cars, you see a car that used to be 1 point something million, now it's about 4 million naira. See, in none of these things, I understand that the custom is trying to generate revenue. But if you are trying to generate revenue, that you're still going to spend on the people, because you're still going to use that same revenue that it generates to go and alleviate poverty, to go and subsidize fuel. So who are we deceiving? The rich people that feel like they are rich, they are the entrepreneurs that are importing and the like, trust me, they will not be the one to pay for those charges. They will still send it back to the consumer, which the consumer will be the poor people, and it's still expensive to them. So I feel like the government will need to look at that part of the import, which is also very, very important. When we have a better relationship with the custom operations, and the custom feel like there should be more of a regulatory industry, not really necessarily a revenue generating. You can generate more revenue using other methods rather than feel like custom, because the revenue you're generating from custom that will still go back to the government, that will still be used to subsidize for, is just like we are still spending this money in circle, so we are not solving any problem really. The forex exchange thing is something else. You have USD in your account, the rules and the processes are difficult. You can't walk into a bank now in Nigeria, maybe in this city, and say that, okay, I want to withdraw 5,000 US dollar. You can't. They will tell you that, okay, it's going to take this number of days for them to be able to gather 5,000 US dollar. This 5,000 US dollar, mind you, is not that you are changing this money from them. You have USD in your USD account. I want to withdraw from my USD account. You can't make a local transfer of USD. So if I have an importer now that clears good for me, I want to pay the importer in USD, I can't transfer from my USD to my USD. So it's a whole lot of issues already. So most of us, we have this adaptive nature. So whatever thing you throw at us, we have that shock absorber to accept it. If anybody tells me that, next year you guys will be buying diesel at 800 naira or 800 naira plus, and you guys will be running business, you say that lie. It's not possible, because coming from 200, 300 to 800, and basically we will not even change price because of that. So I feel like the country is not really encouraging that part of it. And I think, but I strongly believe in this country, and I believe that definitely things will get better, and we will overcome those challenges.
Okay, so what do you think the government can do to support young people who are into entrepreneurship?
So first thing first, I'm not a big fan of this idea of let's give them grants. So I always use this case study of UWI, for example. Go and study almost everybody with a brilliant CV, brilliant proposal that was submitted to UWI that got the grant from federal government then. Go and study it. Almost all of them are out of business right now. So the few ones that are in business are the people that are already in business before. So when they got the grant, they already have a need for it. So they know the problem already. So if you give me a grant, for example, you give me a grant of 10 naira now. So I already know this 10 naira now. I already know my industry. I know the product I need. I need to know the machine I need. I'm not using this money to go and be buying furniture, set up, rent shop, do publicity, do this, do this. You understand? I'm established already. Whether big, small, or medium, no matter how you've gone through those little process. So when you get the grant, then you know that this money is going directly to your need. And you already know the industry. So people see things from afar and they just feel like, wow, everybody eats food on a daily basis. So if I start a restaurant, yeah, there will be money in restaurant. And there's this Yoruba adage that say that, that was then. Now, you sell food, you kuta. Do you know how many restaurants have shut down? Yeah. And they keep shutting down. So it's not about anything. So if you have to understand that it's not just about the money. It's about you getting the skills, knowing the business. So even if the government wants to support now, grant is a great one for people. It boosts a lot of people. But first thing first, they need to go through that process. You get someone have a brilliant proposals, and that's the only thing he has, and give the person 10 million naira. I have this great idea. See, everything needs time and seasons. There's a time for a baby to crawl, to stagger, to walk, and to run. So if you give me that grant and you just want me to start running, you understand? There are some little things you have experienced that will make your legs strong. When you are crawling, when you are staggering, which make you strong. Yeah. So when you start to run, that is what will carry you. So if you jump into that space of running, when you need that stamina, that stability, when you face that challenges, you will fall. So I feel like the government needs to support more of people that are already established, small or medium, whatever size that you're currently in. That will greatly work. Then again, provide enabling environment. Do you understand? Whether you have an incubation center that will help a lot to solve a lot of these teething problems. You get, work with the chambers, which are the commerce and industry, give them incentive to that industry. So from members of those chambers of industries, commerce and agri, they have direct relationship with government. They can source effects easily. So they also have, so the younger ones who have an incubation center which take care of power and basic needs. So we also have a proper layout for industrial estate for people to do business and the like. I think with all of this enabling environment from the government, entrepreneurs will feel happy and we can do a lot more and provide more job opportunities for people.
Okay, for the benefit of viewers watching us at home, what's your word of advice to young people who are aspiring to be a business owner?
So my word of advice for people that are young that are also trying to do business is this: one thing first, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Don't think anybody is not watching you. Integrity comes first. Be truthful with your customer, with your product, and with your service. Don't be greedy. Be persistent at what you do. Have a goal. So you work every day as if everything you need to do depend on that. Don't put yourself in a situation where I feel like I know this thing already. Always try to seek knowledge. Seek knowledge. Don't be greedy. Don't be in a haste for success. You are not in any competition with anybody. You're in competition with yourself. Stop this thing like I need to be successful at a particular time. No, you don't need to. You need to go through those processes. So you are not competing with anybody to say that, I need to buy car, I need to buy house. See, when you change your focus about you trying to impress people to show that you are successful, you are absolutely not. Your success will get to a level that is people that will genuinely know that you are successful, not because of the material things that will be able to gather. So be truthful, be trusting God. Definitely God is a very, very important part of it. And I strongly believe that part of my own religion that also that preaches that you need to so much trust in God. But in as much as you trust in God and you do everything that you need to do, no matter the faith that you practice, hard work, you also need to work harder than you pray. And I think with that, definitely success is guaranteed with consistency. It might take a while, but I can guarantee you, trust me, everything will fall in places. Everything will fall in places for your own good.
Okay, we have just a few minutes to round up the show, but before we do now, we like there's this question that I do ask because anytime I have opportunity to talk to people like you.
Okay.
In your own opinion, how do you think Nigeria can get out of this current situation?
What we are, when you said dignity, I was a bit scared. I don't think I'm qualified to, but if you use that word for me, thanks for that. When you said our current situation, I don't know what you mean in particular. We have so many.
Hardship, the insecurity, everything in general.
This is a very, very tricky question because the whole thing is that I feel it just lies down on the head. That's it for me. Trust me. If there is a problem in my own company with the list of the staff, maybe a cleaner or a security person, it's a burden to me. So I feel like the problem you are talking about in terms of security is still has to do with the head. Who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces? The news we get these days are very, very sad. I grew up watching NTA, seeing Nigerian armies going to one peacekeeping, going to this country. Nigerian army at that point, they were basically useless in Nigeria because they are so good and they've already protected our territories. We send them outside. They go to Afghanistan. They are there supporting UN in every country. They were in Liberia and the likes. But it seems that corruption and have eaten deep into a lot of sectors, which I feel like that's the major problem we have in this country. Our leaders and corruption, that's the only thing that's killing this whole thing. I feel like everything we have can make us great nation, but corruption is the number one problem that is affecting every sector, to the security, to the economy, to everything, because basically everybody is doing things to benefit them. They don't care about the nation as a whole. So if we can tackle this corruption genuinely, because in all sincerity, every arm and sectors that are in charge of corruption in this country have also been found corrupt. So it's difficult for you to even say who's going to fight this corruption. So that's why I felt like the head actually need to do something about it, and they need to make a drastic decision that will not favor a lot of cabals that I feel like, no, we hold Nigeria. I think this is a great nation and we don't deserve our current position at the moment. But I'm a strong believer of this country that definitely things will turn around. Okay,
so lastly now before we go, the 2023 election is just some months away. What will be a word of advice to the people of this country?
Vote wisely. Vote wisely. Vote wisely. I think that would be a safe statement for me to say. We are going to vote for. It's all in our hands. We have all the candidates, and it's a very tricky question. I know that it's a very tricky question. We have seen the major aspirants, and we have listened to some. We have not been able to listen to some, but I feel that in all, Nigerians deserved. If we actually that important to these people, you deserve to speak to us. You deserve to answer questions from us. Let's hear from every aspirant. That is the least. Let's make our decisions based on what you have said, not what your spokesperson, what these people say. Because now we all put posters of, 2015 election, $1 will be ₦1. So the candidate will tell you now that, no, I didn't say that, but we want to hold you responsible for your words. So we don't want some third party. We want to say that you said this thing. And I feel like it's a very, very sensitive election for the country. It's an election that might may or the other way for this country. I know a lot of people that they are just waiting for that election to make their final decision whether they are going to stay or they are going to leave. I know a lot of people that election is just going to be the tiebreaker for them. So it's a very, 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 very important election. This is the most important election in the history of Nigeria, because if you get it wrong this time around, I pray we don't get it wrong.
Okay, so thank you very much. So very briefly now, I want you to talk to your customer. They might be watching us at home. So what do you have to say?
To my customers, we are sincerely grateful for trusting us with every of your branding, printing, and advertisement needs. It's a great privilege to serve you, and we don't take those things granted. Thank you very much. We hope to serve you better. We know that we are not perfect yet, definitely, and we also seek for improvement and finding ways to make things better and easier for our customers, and for our intending customers too. We're also looking forward to service you. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
All right, thank you very much for joining us on the show. We hope next time when we invite you, surely grant our request.
Definitely.
We've come to the end of the show. We've been talking with the Chief Executive Officer of Akot, Mr. Toba Adeyeye. He has talked to us about how the government can actually help young people in entrepreneurship. My name is Nasif Shalago. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe across all our social media platforms. Bye for now.